Today is September 6th, 2023. I came out on the balcony for a quick smoke and I heard the crickets playing, singing. I don't know why, but I missed that sound. Even though you can still hear a car passing by, but it's definitely more quiet. Oh, the cricket just stopped talking to me. Anyway, it's 1 a.m. and I'm getting ready to go to sleep. I've been thinking for a while to create my own well, it's not like I've been thinking for a while. I've already done it years ago. I created my own soundtracks with, subliminal messages, positive, obviously, with a lot of things in them, but I did lose them. Have to change computers all the time, and I cannot be bothered to do a backup and save things. However, if something is meant to come back, it does, and this cricket I just heard put again this idea into my head that I do need to do that. Too bad the cricket stopped singing to me. The other thing that I've been thinking about, considering the last videos I put out about the phoenix and the lies and the truth and that stuff, I was thinking about manipulation, and it's really hard not to see it nowadays everywhere. We're being manipulated since birth. Sometimes the manipulation is with best intentions. Let's say, when you try convince your child to eat the vegetables or do the right thing, and typically parents appeal to incentives, giving them something, money maybe, or promising to buy them something they want, that type of thing. But that is a form of manipulation. And sadly, what that seems to transform later on in life, it becomes an accepted strategy to achieve one's goals. The only thing is, something that initially was with best intentions, and I'm not saying that best intentions that somebody has for you necessarily is in tandem with what you need, right? But what I was saying is, manipulation from the type of best intention kind of thing later on in life becomes something different. Like I always say, it gets tainted and the focus shifts on the goal, and somehow that is also replaced, reinforced with any means possible to achieve my goal. Now, that is a very dangerous thought process because it infringes upon one's integrity. Okay, so what are you willing to do to achieve this goal? Why would you employ things that chip at your integrity? The fact that we live in this world where anything goes when the buck seems to be at the end of the trail is not really commendable, laudable. There are other words, but I can't think of them at this moment. The idea is we need to see this manipulation when it is going on. And sometimes, most of the time actually, manipulation comes in the form of some sort of a reward being given to you. I've got in mind some things that I'm hesitant to mention, but are you willing to do this? You get some free donuts. You get donuts for a lifetime. You may qualify to win $1 million when we're talking billions of people taking a chance, looking at that dangling carrot that they might never ever, not might, most likely they will never ever get to. So I think this calls for us being extremely vigilant and try to detect the signs of manipulation. The slightest sign of manipulation should trigger us in a way that puts us in a state of re-evaluating what's going on. First of all, ask yourself, even so, the offer is presented and you're wondering, okay, why would I take this offer? Also, the possibility of getting some reward, is it even worth it? Do I really need that reward? Do you need those donuts for a lifetime? I personally could do without them for the rest of my life. But I'm straying away from what I wanted to really say. Even though we live in this world that seems to be so crooked, it seems that everything is manipulation, and if that doesn't work, we've got coercion and other forms of convincing you that's for your own good. Somehow, somebody decides what is best for you. Only that statement should put you on your guard. Since when somebody can decide for you what is best for you? Why is it assumed that someone external to you knows you better than you do? I personally do not let anyone know the whole me. Because that's the thing with people. When they think they know everything about you, they start manipulating you. They engage those buttons, trigger buttons within you, based on the facts they know about you. This is why it's extremely important to be very selective with what you share with others. And it's not because you are hiding something. You're hiding things in order to protect yourself. If you're hiding things because you're doing things that are not quite on the up and up, that's a different story. But the bottom line here is you can be manipulated only if you let it happen. When you let your guard down, when you're too busy to assess, to think about it. We should always look at the whole picture. Ideally, without you included in it. This way you ensure that your emotions, you're cutting off that possibility of becoming subjective. Staying outside of the picture helps you be more objective. Ideally, that's the idea. But once someone is invested emotionally in something, they fail to be objective. So whatever happens, all these magicians around us throwing pixie dust at us, trying to confuse us, trying to steer us in one direction or another, we have to realize that pixie dust does not come for free. It's not a benevolent act coming from the higher self of these individuals. Their higher self is probably so buried down inside them, is atrophied, is dead. Because if someone starts behaving in that fashion, lying, deceiving, employing deception, using any tools to obtain material goals or other type of goals, they definitely are not aligned with their higher self. It seems like I spoke for 14 minutes not saying anything. I can't even recall what I really said. I probably repeated myself. But this thought of this world being manipulated constantly is very sad. Look at the state things are in this world. I am very disappointed with what's going on in this world. I am disappointed in the rat race I'm seeing. Personally, not that my opinion counts, but I'm just sharing my thoughts with whomever listens. And I have no problem in being corrected. You can definitely tell me where you think I'm wrong, or bring other things to my attention or to our attention. I like to think I'm not putting this into the void. And there are actually people who take the time to listen to someone who speaks too slowly for their liking, or forgets what she wanted to say. I have no problem admitting when I'm making mistakes. It is unpleasant to know that you're wrong, but it's very pleasant to know that you have the power to admit you are wrong, and you have the power to want to correct that. I am all for that. Because, like I said before, no one is perfect. But if the desire is there, you understand that you didn't come here just to be part of someone's play and interests. If you realize that you came here to learn things, evolve, understand what is important in life, we have to do these things, no matter how hard it is. So I was saying, admitting that we are wrong is not defeat. It is us being mature, evolving. We are us evolving. We're learning to embrace ourselves with our thoughts, with our faults, with our actions. But most of all, the willingness to always try as best as you can and as best as you understand it to do the right thing. I love you all. I'm tempted to say sleep tight. But that's just for me. Take care.